Hey guys, what's up? So, a pretty commonly asked question for me is how do I keep it up? Like, what is training to me? And I can sum it up all like this: it doesn't matter what sport I partake in, being physically exhausted while putting everything I've got emotionally, what's all going on inside, being physically exhausted while expending all of that anger, rage, sadness, fear, all of it, expending it all into the activity at hand. It sounds crazy. It's hard to explain. You would have to give it a try yourself to truly understand, but that's a big part of it. Like growing up, I've been wanting to do this my whole life. Growing up, I wanted to be in martial arts. I wanted to be weight training. I wanted to be doing all of that. But why now? Because I was kind of held back growing up. My mom was afraid I would be anything like my dad. So with that, I don't entirely blame her, but at the same time, it's still disappointing. But fast forward to now, I'm doing everything now I wanted to as a kid. So in essence, I'm semi a kid. I think all of us have a kid in us at heart, but training to me is everything. I'm not going to tell you that you have to become super obsessive with it like I am. The only reason I became obsessed with it was because I was kind of like on and off. I started training at 23, but I wasn't super consistent. Like I'd work out maybe every other day, sometimes every other week. It just depended. Just when I was, feeling good at the time. But the reason I started training was actually, as you all know, to reverse my low testosterone diagnosis, and I successfully did that. But in doing so, I became a tad addicted because I'm thinking, how hard can I push this? Because it turned out I was pretty decently strong. But the sport of powerlifting itself, I think I just got into it because I realized, oh my gosh, like no one has ever coached me on this. I've never been given tips. Nobody else ever had my back. I was always solo on this. Like my family always asked me, when are you going to quit? Because I mean, it's not entirely that I don't blame them, but at the same time, they're the people that, you should really have the support from. I did not. They expected me to quit. And no one in our family has ever pursued such an endeavor. So, 3 competitions, like I said in the last video, I really just wanted to feel like I was more than just some guy going into the gym. But that's because I kept growing and my expectations for myself just kept expanding. So, why do I do it now? The obsessive behavior. I realized that consistency was harder for me because I wasn't taking it super seriously. Every other day I was eating crap, and every other day I was eating good. I always kept my protein high, but I didn't take Tupperware with me. I didn't plan it the night in advance. I didn't pack my bag the night in advance. I didn't do everything I'm doing now in advance. None of it came to me as a remote thought. So my eating is timed. My macros are all planned out. Proteins, carbs, and fats. It's all planned out. I programmed it all myself, and my 505 conventional deadlift and my 525 sumo deadlift, and then my 275 bench and my 350 back squat, it was all achieved with my own planning and, just really, really good days and just hitting it hard in the gym, just never missing a day. I was always afraid to miss a day. But it gets everything. It gets this, it gets this. When I'm in the gym, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's embarrassing, but I've been in the gym while I got a text from my brother saying that, we have an eviction notice. It's embarrassing. For all of you guys to know that I used to be that irresponsible, it's embarrassing. But it's real, and it really happened to me. I've been so irresponsible most of my life. Because, growing up like I did, the social underdevelopment that I had, old habits die hard. That's the best way I can word it, but old habits die hard. But that is how I keep doing it. I am afraid to going back to being that person. I know that if I miss too many workouts, it, you know, it could end up happening. I could go home one day, feel really angry and, really relaxed at the same time, and then just be content with that, and then it could probably snowball. That's not what we're going for here. I'm trying to make my job to motivate you guys to hopefully give you something that you can use and relate to, so that way you can frickin' do it too. Nobody coached me for any of my meets. Nobody ever coached me ever. My present strength coach, he's amazing. He gives me tips here and there. He's never been there with me for a full workout, but he's helping me make tweaks so that I can really improve my numbers and get up there, because that's a goal of mine now, is just to get my numbers up. But that is what training is to me, because everyone else I know at the gym, both gyms, everyone else I know, they all have interests outside of training. I don't. All I could think about my whole life, I never thought it would be powerlifting. I didn't think it'd be sports. I didn't know what it would be, but I didn't think it'd be sports. My whole life, I just wanted to feel like I was meant for something. Feel like, I could do something. I always felt like I was a nothing. I always felt like a real loser. A lot of you, unfortunately, can relate. Low self-esteem, it'll do that to you. I was never very popular, and I really had no friends, and I never would have thought that, my life would have come to this point. But success is a long, hard road, and it's built off of your own efforts. No one is going to do this for you. So it doesn't matter what your goal is. You pursue that mofo, and, you just don't stop. Getting started in training, period, is something that I never would have, seen happening, even though, don't get me wrong, I always wanted to have a great physique and whatever, but, since that's a long gone plan, now, I also never would have thought that, I would have competed in, anything, ever. I flunked PE in school, but... it's hard for a lot of people to believe, but I was never athletic my whole life. I never did anything. I went home, played video games, and just stayed to myself. Whenever I opened my mouth, in social situations in school, I just embarrassed myself. I didn't know anything. I never really had any fun, and I never did anything. That is why training is so critical to me now. And it has changed me on every aspect, and especially a social aspect. I've learned so much through just staying consistent and keeping discipline, and don't get it twisted. Like I said before, we all derail sometimes. We all have those days, where we just screw up left and right, and we wonder if we still have it or not. So hopefully this is helpful in helping you to stay on track. And I know that New Year's garbage is coming around, so New Year's resolution, don't wait. Don't wait. Start now. Start now. Plan tonight. Plan tonight to get up tomorrow morning, go for a walk. Come back, eat a high-protein meal. Plan. Just do it. Do it now. Start now. There's never a perfect storm of opportunity. That does not exist. Going from 2019 to 2020 does not change it. It doesn't give you a clean slate. Stop thinking about that crap and just do it now. It sounds harsh, but, that's what I'm used to, is the cutthroat military style. That's what works for me. So, it really helped me to, get past my asthma, because my uncle made me run as a kid through that, and that wasn't easy. It's probably part of the reason I'm screwed up, but it in a way, kind of helped me, so... I am super excited to keep content coming to you guys, and I want to be as real as possible and as transparent as possible. I have so much more stuff to keep bringing to you, so bringing content is pretty easy, keeping you interested, hopefully, and I hope you keep watching, because I have a lot more coming, and thanks a lot for listening, guys.